We are entering a new transit, the one of limitation, and it's really interesting for me because for someone that wants to create an activity between Australia, Bali, Europe, Belgium, and around, and that is playing with the game of neutrinos as a voice and facilitating workshops and one-on-one sessions and want to offer human design readings, but also create content and travel through transits of the All Human Design Mandala we do on YouTube and other platforms. It's a beautiful big dream, right? It's pretty ambitious, and I really understand that it's step by step that I'm gonna, achieve my goals. But here with that transit, it's really an opportunity for me, for us, to realize how limitations are not really the problem, because most of the time temporary, and they're here to lead us, to contain us. Because the problem is like when we resist, when we force it, when we want to go through those limitations, and also when we put our limitations to ourselves, like I'm not ready enough, I'm not good enough, I don't know enough, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, and all those belief systems, even though time and money, for instance, can be real limitations. But right now, without that time, for instance, what can you do with the time you have? What can you do now? How can you act now with what you have? Because you don't have nothing. So actually limitations, as I say, it contains us. And that can be a really amazing companion towards mutation. Because this is the beginning of the channel of mutation. And by accepting those limitations for what they are, like there is that text that pretty well known that says like, change what you can change. Don't try to change what you can't. And have enough wisdom to understand the difference. And I think that goes perfectly with that transit. And something that needs to be said is that the gate is in the root center. So it's not about accepting mentally or spiritually. It's really letting the body soften. Because when we fight against those limitations, like it's really that reaction of the nervous system, freeze or collapse. When I do too much and I'm like, let's do it. Let's transcend those limitations and move forward at such a speed that is sometimes unrealistic, really. Because I have a certain level of energy and time during the day. I cannot stretch the days, right? But the thing is, when we push against it, the nervous system is collapsing. So it's a call to really realize the difference between the limitation we put on ourselves, the real limitations, where we can act, what you can do now, see them as a container, and really take care of our nervous system and ease it a bit, soften it a bit. And it's crazy how myself, I experience it. Like I always kind of postpone some of my actions, telling myself when the time is right, or when I know more, or when everything, the structure of my plan is clearer, when this constraint is gone, and when I have no blocks, and it's a real lesson that really requires me to ask myself, what's the next step? What can I do now to get a little bit closer to my goals? The limitation is also leading us to see what can be more precise. How can we cut away what is not essential, really, and really prevent premature expansion. And indeed, when you're not ready, to don't move to a step of launching and moving forward to a place where you're indeed not ready to be. So I'm thanking the limitations, even though they frustrate me a lot often, but that transit allows me to reflect on that and take the wisdom from it. And that's what I like with all the transits, because we have 5 days to experiment that energy, contemplate, and reflect on. But experiment here is the most important. Really soften the nervous system will be the best recommendation we can give to yourselves. And keep following the transits, because 5 days later there's another concept that we can understand and where we can find keys. And that's really what I love with the Human Design Transit. The next one will be the new year of the Human Design Mandala. So that's the first gate, for gate 41, which is imagination. And I'm really looking forward to that because this is the spark of everything. So I'll see you then. Bye.